All right, let's kick things off, huh? Combo Goblins. This was M21 card here, Conspicuous Snoop. That is a 2-card kill your opponent combo on the 3rd turn of the game, or as I like to call it, welcome to Modern. So, Conspicuous Snoop here, however you call it, play with the top card of your library revealed. You may cast goblins from the top of your library. As long as the top card of your library is a goblin, Snoop has all the activated abilities of that card. So the 2-card combo is you play Snoop on turn 2, and then on turn 3, you play Boggart Harbinger, which when it enters the battlefield, you search your library for a goblin, reveal it, shuffle your library, and then put that card on top. And when you play Boggart Harbinger on 3, you get a Kiki-Jiki Mirror Breaker and put it on top of your deck. Now Snoop gains the ability of Kiki-Jiki, and since Snoop is not legendary, Conspicuous Snoop can copy itself with Kiki-Jiki's ability. The copy of Snoop will be untapped and have haste, so you'll use your Kiki-Jiki, and you'll make an unlimited number of Conspicuous Snoops with the Kiki-Jiki ability. Then, when you have more Snoops than your opponent has life total, the last Snoop in your chain will copy the Harbinger, and then that copied Harbinger finds a Sling-Gang Lieutenant to put on top of your deck, and then because Sling-Gang Lieutenant is on top of your deck, your Snoops in play can now sacrifice goblins to deal 1 damage to your opponent. So again, 2-card early as turn 3, kill your opponent, so Modern. Snoop in play on 2. Harbinger on 3 gets Kiki-Jiki. Kiki-Jiki with Snoop gives you unlimited Snoops. Last Snoop, instead of copying itself, copies Harbinger, which fetches Sling-Gang, and then you sacrifice all of your token goblins to drain your opponent out. So let's go ahead and pop on into a Modern League here with this one and see how it goes. I don't know. I have a good answer to that, Whiskey Dingo. I really only play limited MTG and don't play Runeterra, but I've still been watching and subbing to you because you're good at being an entertainer, and I also like the politics that pop up frequently. Thanks, Montoya. I really appreciate the support. Thanks for keeping me around. You're not afraid to talk about the things that matter here. Morning, Raging Bull. I'm already in love. I'm afraid to hope that this deck will actually be. I think this deck is reasonable. It's actually put up a number of results, just for reference. It has Thoughtseize in its combo deck. We have both Sling-Gang and Kiki-Jiki in our hand here, so pretty easy mulligan. All right. This hand, not great, but keepable. We'll bottom a Cavern of Souls here. All right, sorry. I was posting on Twitter the reaction video from this morning. Please engage and tag WotC themselves and let them know. Let them know that their decision is bad and they should feel bad. Opponent is playing Tron here. For those not familiar, the Urza's Mine, Urza's Power Plant, Urza's Tower, if they have all 3 of these lands in play, they get to tap for a total of 7 colorless mana. Thankfully, we have one of our 2 combo cards here, so just looking for the second. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. We drew the Kiki-Jiki, chat. We drew the Kiki-Jiki. Well, that means we can't combo anymore. So, feels like home. Playing a deck, hoping not to draw Kiki-Jiki. Immediately draw Kiki-Jiki. Well, they're playing Eldrazi Tron, sure. Let's crack this fetch. See if we can find a goblin that's castable here. So, if I hadn't drawn Kiki-Jiki here, we would be winning on turn 3. But I have drawn Kiki-Jiki, so I can't do that. There should probably be 2 Kiki-Jikis and 2 Sling-Gang Lieutenants in this deck. Not having both seems like an incredible mistake. Again, like most of the decks we play here, this is a viewer submission. So we would have done the thing here on turn 3 had this deck been built properly. But it is not built properly, so we are not doing the thing. On turn 5, can we just cast Kiki and win from there? No, you literally can't combo when you draw the Kiki-Jiki. Literally can't combo. Because he only has the activated abilities of goblins while they're on the top of your deck. I put a Flash Goblin up here. So this way I get a little bit of value by playing it during my upkeep. We might just beat them down fairly here. We'll see. Not in too bad of a spot. The rants on YouTube. Okay, so if I end step Munitions Expert, I have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Next turn I can go land Kiki-Jiki, which would let me copy something. So I could copy Boggart, which would let me attack for 8, and then I'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I could put them to 1, but I don't currently have lethal here, which is unfortunate. You can always type ! record in chat to find our record in the current league. Munitions is just creatures. Yeah, I'm aware. I'm aware that it's just creature. That's why I talked about it like it was a creature. When I was talking about dealing damage to my opponent, I was talking about getting a Sling-Gang Lieutenant and putting it on top of my deck, like so. Because now Snoop has the ability to use Sling-Gang Lieutenant's ability. Yeah, I blocked them before you even started responding to them, Kenix. How do you try and mitigate it? Well, I'd assume the deck's just not built correctly. I would, like, already, like, we would have guaranteed won this game if we just, like, had 2 Kikis and two Sling-Gang Lieutenants. There should definitely be 2 of each in this deck. Not close. They're dead, right? Almost, not quite. So this is for 4. So if I sack all of these, they can also just shoot this in response to it making tokens. I think I leave all of these out, and I expect them to shoot these Harbingers. Yeah, again, the fact that I, like, only have 1 Sling-Gang for reach 2 being a big deal. Morning, Tyler. I mean, the correct answer is just play a second Kiki-Jiki, not play bad cards that, like, make you put the Kiki-Jiki in your graveyard and then flip it back on top of your deck. Not sure why they're shooting these now, but we'll take it. I mean, it's not that they're dense silence, it's that they're greedy, right? Like they make the decisions that they've made because it's more profitable for them to be greedy. I think we cast Kiki and just copy a Snoop here. And they can, like, double shoot the Snoop in response here. But they're taking at least 2 inside of this combat step. Yeah, really, like, the Runeterra model of, like, just letting you buy cards you want for money was already more convenient than Magic. Yeah, pay to win is a commentary that I think gets thrown around too loosely and incorrectly in Magic. This is still pay to compete. It makes the game more expensive, but it's still not. The idea that Magic is pay to win is just, like, patently wrong. What is the acronym FOMO? I'm not familiar. Boomer me. What does that mean? Fear of missing out. Okay. Never heard that shortened in that manner before. It makes sense though. It's a very common tactic in the gaming industry. Putting things on timers, that way people will buy into them. Do you use a loan account on MTGO? MTGO Traders lends me cards. Okay, so the plan here is to unearth Munitions Expert to kill this Walking Ballista. I guess I could also just cast this now to get it. That's probably better. Flashbacks to Overwatch seasonal loot boxes. That's a heck of a predatory break. Aren't the Overwatch loot boxes just cosmetic, though? Man, I find it kind of hard for things that are purely cosmetic to be classified as particularly predatory. Feel free to disagree, but... How'd the opponent gain life? Mesmerized Tome. Wake up, sheeple. Jeff and Watsy are working together. Watsy makes stupid decisions, and then Jeff gets exposure for addressing those stupid decisions. And since Watsy pays their creators an exposure, they're basically paying Jeff. Boom, exposed. It's funny. It's funny because it's true. How have we lived so long even though they assembled Tron? Because my opponent put Mana Reshaper in their Tron deck. It's the reason why we're still playing Magic. Well, if you're frustrated and annoyed with the choices Wizards have made and are looking for other card games to explore, I'd encourage you to hang out through the Runeterra segment today. Game's really well done. Right? It's made a bunch of good choices. This is the part where they thought not Seer me. Just a Mana Reshaper, sure. So we got Chalice the Voided here for once. That means this Unearth doesn't have text anymore. It's a little unfortunate. Unearth does still cycle. You are correct. And with our Sling-Gang Lieutenant, we could still punk them out here. And a third Walking Ballista is going to make things a little bit hard. Munitions Experts hit Planeswalkers too, right? So I could kill their Karn. The problem here is they're gonna have another... They're gonna have another Walking Ballista next turn. And again, this game would have ended on turn 3 if my deck simply had 2 Kiki-Jikis in it. But there weren't 2 Kiki-Jikis in my deck, and we drew Kiki-Jiki, so... Have you ever tried to make more money from selling cards and have the MTGA community be okay with it? I don't understand your question. I think we're dead at this point, right? Like, they just took my card advantage off the table. So, between their 4 life gain and our deck being constructed likely improperly, we lost that pretty easily. Unearth seems bad here since they're going to be chalicing me. Damping Sphere and Trashmaster seem good, so we can kill their artifacts. Cratermaker seems fine. I think I'm going to trim these Goblin Ringleaders, because I kind of don't expect to really want to grind this matchup so much as I want to combo kill them. Every time they announce a change that tries to make money, people get mad, and a lot of us play for free without much effort, so that's why these decisions are bad. I guess I'm still not sure I understand your point. Yeah, that's a good observation too. We're bringing in non-goblins, which makes Ringleader worse to begin with. For Modern Winota, thanks for the biddies, Fox. Portal, thanks for the very generous tier 3 resub. I appreciate the 10 months. Welcome back. Is that what's going on? We're defending Thoughtseize Greed because some people could free to play? Alright, if we don't draw our combo pieces, let's hand turn 3s again. I'm gonna take their Thought-Knot Seer just in case they draw a second, temple. No, I'm not dropping the League Dead at the deck. It costs too much money. What does Tron do? When they get Urza's Mine, Urza's Tower, and Urza's Power Plant into play, the 3 lands together, tap for a total of 7 mana. Feels Magic the Gathering, man. I'm gonna go grab another Snoop here. So, opponent peeled a removal spell there, because that's what Tron does. They're a little bit off of Ugin, so I'm going to take the Karn for now and hope to peel our combo before then. What does that have to do with anything, Guy in the Shades? What does when the shitty announcement was made have to do with the quality of the announcement? Try again. I'm putting chat in sub-only mode so I don't have to deal with WotC apologists. Hey, we did the thing. It's actually pretty click-friendly, too. You just click. I guess we have to click more because we have to click 2 or 3 times once we find Sling-Gang. Find the most salt in the modern leagues. So we get Sling-Gang on top. Now we can sacrifice all of these to deal damage. Usually planning on skipping magic content, but that YouTube VOD for the beginning of the stream was delicious. Thanks, Nimic. I try. I think this hand would be keepable if we had a black source for Inquisition, but I think without the black source I'm supposed to mulligan here. It's close, though. Okay, at least I get to put the Kiki on the bottom of my deck. Yeah, good reminder that Splitter Twin's still banned in Modern for some reason. So, if our deck had 2 Kikis in it, we would have won this match. Instead, we're playing a third game because we lost game 1. So we're going to play Damping Sphere here because my opponent is likely to fetch Eldrazi Temple if I don't, and then they'll play Thought-Knot Seer next turn. At the end of the day, I think Magic is too big to fail. I think Wizards of the Coast can make endless decisions that we don't agree with or find good as a community, and no amount of people leaving will really pressure them to change. As someone who's a realist, that is almost assuredly the case. Well, poop. I can't play a 2-drop out here because Damping Sphere is symmetrical. So my second spell cost me 1 extra mana. Opponent drew the land on time. So basically hoping to peel the combo here at this point. Although I guess Warping Whale technically disrupts the combo, huh? Because it can exile the 3-drop in response. That's interesting. We still have a free chump blocker next turn. Jeskai Twin with 3 mana Teferi would probably be super obnoxious. But again, I think that's more of a indictment of 3 mana Teferi than Twin. Okay, so we lost games 1 and 3 there. We would have won game 1 had we had a second Kiki-Jiki in our deck. So take the exact record with a grain of salt. Unfortunately, this is Magic Online, so it would cost me $10 to drop this league, change my deck, and re-enter it. So I'm not going to do that. We're just going to play the remainder of the league with 1 Kiki-Jiki, and we'll be sure to point out when not having a second Kiki-Jiki costs us games. For those that are new to Magic and not familiar with Magic Online is online gambling. It costs you money to enter, and then you win things that you can sell for money when you do well. But Jeff, if it's online gambling, how could it possibly be legal in so many places? Well, you see, chat, security through obscurity is how Magic Online is able to survive. Because Magic Online as a whole isn't particularly popular. It's going to be interesting to see what happens to games like Magic Arena and Hearthstone as countries start to lock down on loot boxes as gambling in video games. Because, like, booster packs are loot boxes, right? So it'll be interesting to see if those end up getting regulated at all. I mean, like, to be fair, Wizards of the Coast initially releasing with a crappy release design and then dialing it back once people complain about it is pretty on brand, right? Because how this works is they give us a terrible option, there's outrage, they give us a slightly less terrible option, and then also get the praise of having listened to feedback. Because they decided not to do the initial thing that they said was going to be extra terrible. That is a turn 2 Chandra's Incinerator. Whenever a source you control deals non-combat damage to opponent, this deals that much damage to a creature or planeswalker that player controls. So we're just dead here, right? I can concede. This thing has trample. Pretty sure we're dead and don't have any outs. Can we kill it? No. Do I even really have sideboard cards here? Not really. I guess I just like have Thoughtseizes and we're hoping to race. Maybe they have cheap red things like Goblin Guides. Maybe these Tarfires are good. We'll swap out the Unearths. Maybe I keep Unearths because they're... I think it's another board Ringleader out matchup. Just boarding the cheap stuff. Is Collective Brutality good? They're probably just a burn deck at their core, right? So maybe Brutality is good. Like, they have a 6/6, but they probably also just, like, have cheap stuff. No, Damping Sphere isn't good against the mono red deck. It would have been okay in, like, the exact situation that game 1 was, but It's pretty narrow overall. I'm gonna be greedy and trim a land. Hey, Wolfie, thanks for the tip. I appreciate it. For Katrina, Zed aggro. Sounds good. Look at the end of the deck you after we're done today. Alright, this is fine. Not amazing, but fine. We'll lead on Blackcleave Cliffs here, so we can Tarfire their turn 1 play, I think. Okay, boarded to land out this game. Okay, let's take that shard volley there. Although I guess they're missing land drops. So I could kind of go either way. Do we have anything to even smash? Yeah, I have Aether Vials, which I will probably board out for the next game. Since they boarded in a bunch of smashes. They drew a burn spell here. They're going to play 6/6. And I guess we could peel the combo here, right? We'll go grab Snoop. Snoop Day it is. And hope they just don't draw any burn spells. Or we can unearth into it. Oh, you know what? I can chump block with Matron. Yeah, and then unearth it, right? And then if they don't have any burn, if they draw any burn, we're dead. But if they don't have any burn, because their hand right now is Incinerator, Smash, Smash. So if they like draw another Incinerator or a land, we kill them next turn. So I get to go Snoop. Into unearth, Matron. Fetch the 3-drop tutor. Or Zeal draw matchup. We lost game 1 because we drew our only Kiki-Jiki. Because of the way the deck is constructed. So, if they don't draw a way that lets them kill these, we get to combo them next turn. Charizard James, thanks for the 2/3 VR. I appreciate that. Welcome back. I don't know, the blocking or not prevents anything. Might as well stay at 5 instead of 4. Can you kill my goblin or are you dead? Hey, Hickahuck, thank you for the 28 months of support. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. So, appear to be dead. Red-dot, 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 hooray! So again, we make a bunch of Snoops. Then the last Snoop, once we have enough goblins to kill them. Yeah, you've tuned into Goblin Splinter Twin. But actual Splinter Twin is still banned, because Magic and Magic ban lists, but... Last one copies this. This goes and fetches Sling-Gang Lieutenant. What's the click to damage ratio? It's 2 clicks to copy, and then it's 2 clicks to deal a damage. Alright, so my opponent boarded in Smash to Smithereens, multiple of them, so I'm actually going to cut my Aether Vials so those can just, like, rot in their hand. I think is my plan. Four clicks to 1 damage is actually not a bad ratio for the average Moto combo. The other upside to tweeting out that video that I tweeted out is I get to block a bunch of Watch the Apologists on Twitter, so that's great. It's so weird to me, the culture that we live in of people willing to stand big companies like that. Alright, open to draw some lands. Board out a land, draw 5, board it back in, draw 1. Yeah. Feels Magic the Gathering, man. Flood when we cut a land, screw when we add it back in. I'll see if they have Incinerator here right off the bat. Yep. Their deck seems really good when you always have Incinerator. Alright, I mean, we could theoretically kill them next turn. Can't kill them any longer because Munitions Expert means we're guaranteed not to draw land, so we're dead. Well, at least Modern's quick for a Moto format. Win fast, lose fast. We can't draw a land and a Harbinger. Yes, we can, Niv. If there's a land on top of our deck, Snoop lets us play Harbinger off the top. So if the top of our deck there was land Harbinger, we could have killed them on turn 3, assuming they had no interaction. Yeah, card's got a whole book on it. When GameStop tried to say they were an essential business, my brother agreed with that statement. Yeah. Alright, this hand's very good, and I'm going to keep it, I guess, but again, I can't combo on turn 3, even though I have the setup, because the way this deck is constructed, there's 1 Lieutenant and there's 1 Kiki-Jiki in it. Take their Mesmeric Orb here. It's their way to mill us consistently in their hand. I think this version of the deck is better than the full Jund Goblins. I don't give strong opinions on things I don't have a lot of experience with, Mavid. The only opinion I have about this deck so far is that there should be 2 Sling-Gangs and 2 Kikis in it. So you can do stuff even when you draw your things. Yeah, like Sling-Gang is even just like a good card. Big agree. I'm gonna put Unearth on top of my deck since they're gonna be milling me here. I guess they have Extirpate as well. That's cute. Yeah, our opponents 1 and 3 were 0 and 2, so like, you know, playing against Mill in the 0-2 bracket's about average. Florida is about to surpass the whole of the UK for COVID-19 cases. We're number 1. We're number 1. We're number 1. This is what Trump meant when he said America first, right? We would be first in COVID cases. That was his intention. I am so tired of winning. Me too. This is how he intends to get Mexico to pay for the wall. He's just been playing 4D chess this whole time, chat. He's just been playing 4D chess the entire time. There's 21.5 million in Florida and 68 million in the UK. So with a third of the population, Florida's going to surpass the number of cases. It's just an incredible failure. And the UK was laughed at in Europe because of having one of the worst responses. Yep. All right, we've lost to Mill. I'm losing faith in our deck's ability to do things, chat. So far, we're 4 for 4 on boarding out Goblin Ringleader. I don't think this is a Relic matchup. It's definitely a Trashmaster Cratermaker matchup. Munitions Expert doesn't really do anything here, right? Maybe we board in... I'm going to board in a Tarfire for some reach, I guess. And Relic, just because it's like... It cantrips at least. Yeah. Not a fast combo draw, but has disruption in it. Oh yeah, Hedron Crab's an O2, right? Sure. The second Tarfire is probably better than the one Relic. Is Crab an O2? It is an O2. Look at that. Your parents went to Florida, drove from PA, socially distanced, wore masks, ate curbside, stayed on private B-sides, thinking it was safe. I told them it's like spraying Lysol on a fart. Yeah. The number of people. The number of people that are just like going about their lives acting like it's no big deal is pretty frustrating. Oh, you know what? I should probably play Brutality this turn because I don't have double black. I was thinking I could Mogg War Marshal this turn and then double discard spell next turn, but I actually can't double discard spell because of my mana base. Yeah, I tweeted about this yesterday. I went to the store for a pickup order. And actually, I haven't actually set foot in a store since March. It's all been pickup orders. And on my way home, I drove past one of the parks in town to spin a Pokemon Go stop. And there were not one, but two Little League games going on at the park with people packed into the stands. And it's just completely floored. It's just like I just can't fathom people in general. I can't imagine having so little caution for my own safety, much less my children. We should be glad this isn't zombies. You're not wrong. That's good, Float Mina. I work in a lab that's been doing COVID-19 modeling. The general behavior of people in the US continues to be staggering. Yep. So, unfortunately, my opponent has Crypt Incursion in their hand and a Snapcast Mage for another Crypt Incursion, so it's probably just impossible for me to race here. Basically have to hit the combo. Although I guess I have two combo pieces in my bin, so if I draw a Snoop, we could potentially punk them out here. Because they don't have Crypt Incursion up this turn, so I get to I guess I get to unearth this turn. Their hand is Crypt plus Snapcaster. So, I think because I know they have Snapcaster Mage, I'm actually just going to put another Snoop on top of my deck. Or I just put Goblin Matron on top. This is summoning 6, so I can't combo this turn. Oh, they also milled my Sling-Gang Lieutenant, so I can't combo period. I'm gonna put Trashmaster on top, because I have to just try and beat them down in an honest way. Snoop doesn't copy abilities. he copies activated abilities, so he doesn't gain haste from Kiki having haste. No, I saw that interview. Trump did, in fact, blame Obama for not testing enough. Which actually, I was reading an article about that, and it led me to a poll that apparently 1/3 of Republicans in Louisiana during Obama's term blamed Obama for his response to Katrina. And for those that don't remember that timeline, George Bush was president when Katrina happened. And like when you hear about like, you know, stuff that's going on in the US, you have to realize that like that's the level of education that's going on in this country. Just a constant stream of misinformation and lies. Reality just like has no bearing for these people. We're gonna drown in the lock. Probably my Trashmaster here, I'd assume. Yeah. Obama is responsible for the disasters of the president before him and the president after him, but the economy that Trump inherited is all his. Is exactly correct. Was Obama secretly one of Doctor Who's incarnations? Is that maybe how it works out? I feel like that's about the only way that all works out, right? Our mate, thanks for the brand new tier 1 sub. I appreciate that. Welcome to Oglandia. Thanks for keeping me around. Alright, little goblins, I believe in you. You just gotta climb this 10 points of life plus whatever this crypt incursion does. It's gonna be a slow grind, but we're gonna get there. Take it easy. Obama's responsible for not being able to buy jumpstart packs. Thanks, Obama. This will be one of those times where we pay the 2 extra mana for Mogg War Marshal. Look at that, chat. We've doubled our clock. Look at our terrifying efficiency. Hopefully the opponent just continues bricking here. We're not Griffinson, but we also, like, aren't consistently above 1k for Magic anymore, either. The Magic numbers have been down. We do, like, 70 to 80% of my Magic numbers on Runeterra, which is not bad. The Runeterra content's not going away anytime soon. We're gonna take, yeah, Magic, Twitch numbers in general are always lower June, July, August, and they tend to come back a little bit after that. Yeah, the sub count's been relatively steady. We had a drop off when I took a week off for maternity leave, but it's been stable-ish since I came back. All right, Freaky Kiki, let's do it. Kiki, Mogg War Marshal, pumping out the goblin value here. This reminds me of Kikiing, as someone who's Kikied many voice of Resurgence, like, feels good, man. All right, what are we getting here? I don't have a Sling-Gang. I think I'm just grabbing the Cratermaker in case they peel a Ensnaring Bridge. I mean, part of the reason why Republicans have control of the Senate now is because they're very good at playing politics. Like, Republicans have spent years winning state and local elections so they could gerrymander districts so they could take House and Senate seats. And doing things like voter suppression and things like that. Gerrymandering and voter suppression go a long way towards letting you get in and maintain power. I wish I could say it surprised me how many people are like super hard on WotC and like are loving this jumpstart thing and think it's fine. That's so wild. I think I'm gonna lead on Vial here rather than Thoughtseize. Thieves Guild Enforcer. Neat. Benes FSU, thank you for the Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome. Thanks for keeping me around. Okay, so we're going to take the Drown Unlock here. And then they have a removal spell. They have an extirpate in their hand, so I'm going to go ahead and Goblin Matron with this Unearth now, before they have mana for that. Meatballs, thanks for the 12 months. I appreciate that. Welcome. And honestly, as a content producer at Jumpstart, the biggest annoyance to them not letting us buy cards is I have to, like, spend a bunch of time Thursday, like, actually getting cards so I can play now, instead of just being able to do it right off the bat. Jumpstart's a supplemental product that involves a custom limited experience that's bringing a bunch of cards to Magic Arena that includes a bunch of cards that are new to Historic that will all be legal in Historic. Is the TLDR. So it's adding more variety to Historic potentially in terms of what cards are legal and you can play. Couldn't we technically have one there? No, this card can't be summoning sick. You have to tap to activate it. We are going to kill them during my next upkeep, however, if they brick off. And assuming we don't mill our combo pieces. $25, Wolfie. Alright, I'm done with this deck. I'm gonna go play Runeterra. I'm tired of losing. Like, we've lost 2 matches now because the deck's not built well. And I'm done. So, again, we win that game 3 if this deck just has 2 Sling-Gangs and 2 Kiki-Jikis in it. But we didn't win because we only had 1 and it just got milled over. So we couldn't combo. So, yeah. The deck seems really good, like a 2-card combo that gets to play Thoughtseize and gets to refine its combo piece with Unearth seems incredibly powerful. But couldn't you have done it in response? No. The way triggers go on the stack at the beginning of the upkeep, my opponent's mill triggers go on the stack above my Aether Vial, so my Aether Vial was still at 2 while my opponent was milling me. So triggers go on the stack active player, not active player, so not active player's triggers resolve first. Yeah. For Wooly's deck. Dude Light Wooly also donated, so if you wanna add something else with that, let me know. Otherwise, I'll add something in. At any rate, I think I'd take this archetype for Modern again with 2 of each of the combo pieces so you can mitigate some of that incredible variance, but I'm just not slogging through more Magic Online with our deck misbuilt like this. Like, we were 0-3, and 2 of the 3 losses were directly because we didn't have 2 of these combo pieces. Sounds good, Dude Light. Alright, we are going to pivot on over to some Runeterra, and we're going to be kicking off with some Katrina Z aggro.